Hi everyone. Let me first introduce myself that I'm Argeline Parason from BEC 1C. So today's video, we will talk about the reflection about the Torrentira and Philippine Story Source Book. So the first video we will talk about the minutes of the proceeding on the national territory of the 1971. So, this document provide a unique opportunity to delve into the minds and voices of the delegates who participated in the convention. It is a testament to their dedication, wisdom, and foresight as they grappled with the complex issues of national territory, recognizing its profound implication for sovereignty, security, and the future of the country. This historical record allows us to explore the diverse perspective, arguments, and compromises, both fought during the convention. So let's proceed to the role of Islam in the history of the Filipino people. One of the Islam's most important achievements is influence on the culture, religious, and social aspect of the Filipino Muslims community. Islam brought with it a distinct set of ideas, values, and practices that got entangled with the local tradition and customs, resulting in a distinct blend of Islamic and indigenous people culture. Islam played a crucial part in the development of Muslim sultanates and kingdoms in the southern Philippines, such as Sultanate of Sulu and the Sultanate of the Maguindanao. So let's proceed to the history of terrorism in the Philippines. One of the most startling findings of this study is the intertwining of political, religious, and ideological motivation underlying terrorist acts. Because of the Philippines' rich cultural and religious background, it has become a breeding ground for many extremist groups, each with its own purpose. This dynamic has fueled conflicts and perpetuated cycles of violence, making it difficult to develop long-term solutions. So, agreement of peace between the government of the Republic of the Philippines and Moro Islamic Liberation Front. The agreement of peace between government of the Republic of the Philippines and the More Islamic Liberation Front, or known as MILF, is a significant step forward in efforts to end the long-running conflict in the Philippines southernmost region. This paper is the result of years and discussions, talks, and compromises between two parties involved. Several crucial points spring to the mind when I dwell on this agreement. The agreement recognizes the MILF genuine problems and strive to remedy them through political, economic, and social reform. So let me know what is report of the cholera epidemic in the Philippines. The cholera epidemic in the Philippines during 1902 to 1904 was a significant event in the country's history, occurring amidst the Philippines-American War. The epidemic had a devastating impact on the various segments of society, including American soldiers, prominent Filipinos, Chinese, and Spaniards. These reports aim to provide an overview of the cholera epidemic, highlighting its consequences and the responses of the different groups. At the time, at the time of the epidemic, the Philippines was already grappling with the consequences of war, particularly in Luzon, where many towns were hamleted by the Americans, leading to famine. So at this point, let's proceed to the Little Tokyo of the pre-war Philippines. The historical significance of Mental, known as the Little Tokyo of the pre-war Philippines, offers us a fascinating glimpse into the rich cultural exchange between Davao City and Japan. The thriving Japanese community that settled in Mintal played a pivotal role in the local history of Mindanao before World War II, leaving behind a lasting legacy that continues to influence the religion to this day. The Japanese settlers, led by entrepreneur Ota Kyuzaburo, arrived in the Davao City in the early 19th and established a successful abaca plantation. Minto became the epicenter of their economic activities, with Ota Kyuzaburo often referred to as the father of Davao development. The Japanese community's contribution to the city's growth was remarkable, evident in the infrastructure they built, including schools, hospitals, irrigation facilities, and hydropower plants. Mintal boasted a well thought out urban plan showcasing the Japanese settlers' foresight and commitment to progress. And now, let's proceed to Sergio Osmeña's Sona. Reading Sergio Osmeña's State of the Nation address, also known as SUNA, delivered on June 9, 1945. I am struck by the profound resilience and unwavering spirit of the Filipino people during the time of immense hardships and suffering. Usmania's words provide a glimpse into the aftermath of World War II, where the Philippines, once a vibrant and thriving nation, in ruins and its people endured unimaginable pain. Usmania's address reflects the deep sense of loss and sorrow that permeated the country. Hippies contribute to Manuel L. Quezon, the beloved leader who passed away, highlighting his unwavering dedication to the nation. It is evident that the Filipino people mourned not only the physical destruction of their land but also the loss of their courageous and inspiring leaders. The speech also sheds light on the atrocities committed by the Japanese occupiers and the immense suffering endured by the Philippine people. From the brutal battle in Bataan to the systematic looting and relinquishing of resources of Filipinos faced dire circumstances. So, Presidential Decree number 2 in 1972. This decree was enacted in the minds of the imposition of martial law, which granted Marcos authoritarian powers and suspended democratic institutions. The decree aimed to accelerate the government's agrarian reform program and ensure a dignified existing for small farmers who were burdened by institutional restraints and practices that hindered agricultural development and caused discontent and unrest. President Marcos recognized a urgency to achieve these objectives and believed that declaring the entire country as a land reform area would expedite the process. By proclaiming the entire country as a land reform area, President Marcos signaled his commitment to address the agrarian issues comprehensively. The decree mandated all government agencies and offices to fully support the Department of Agrarian Reform in implementing the program successfully. So, in a inaugural address of Her Excellency Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Arroyo drew inspiration from the historical significance of the IDSA Revolution of 1986 and 2001, emphasizing the unity, willpower, and a faith in the Filipino people that had led to positive change in the past. She highlighted the heroism and sacrifice of notable figures such as Jaime Cardinal Sin, former President Corazon Aquino and Fidel Ramos, and the individual who stood up during the impeachment trial. The newly inaugurated president outlined her program of the government based on the four core beliefs. First, she aimed to eradicate poverty by addressing both its political and economic aspects. Arroyo recognized poverty as unfinished business that required political and economic reforms. So Davao during the 1896 to 1898 Philippine Revolution. During the period of Philippine Revolution from 1996 to 1998, the situation in Davao, particularly in Davao District, differed significantly from the other parts of the country. While revolutionary fervor was spreading in Manila and other areas, Davao remained relatively unaffected and focused on the community work. The lack of abuses from civilian officials and clergy contributed to a sense of contentment among the Davaoenos. The Spanish authority in Davao had adopted a policy of passive governance, and this was reciprocated by the Muslims inhabitants of the region. As there were no Spanish attack on their village, the Moros allowed missionaries to proselytize among them. This peaceful coexisting allowed the Jesuit missionaries and townsfolk to explore the hinterlands, reaching out to the natives and providing them with food and clothing. That's all. Thank you.